He is in there, behind the glass. I have exactly 30 seconds before the broadcast resets and the rhythm starts again. The air in here smells like industrial bleach and old wet pennies. I am recording this so someone knows. That thing is wearing my skin like a cheap suit. It is moving, pulsing. 1, 2, 3, 4. The rhythm, it is the only thing left of me. I am so tired. It started 3 days ago, in a place that smelled of stale hops and cheap floor wax. A dive bar. Safe. Boring. The hum of the refrigerator was the only predator. My friends were laughing, their voices like distant sandpaper. But then, the TV behind the bar flickered. A local news feed. A splash of violent orange against the dark city skyline. A building was screaming, in flames. I recognized the brick, the cracked lintel. The reporter's voice was a low, rattling drone. He spoke of tragedy and unfortunate events. I stared. My apartment. The 4th floor. I could see the familiar peeling paint on the window frame. Below, the dry cleaners and the property office were swallowed in shadows. Everything felt cold. The beer in my throat turned to lead. I felt unanchored, like the world was leaning to one side. A slow, heavy tilt. I checked my pockets. Empty. One light was still on. My light. The bulb I specifically, distinctly clicked off before I left. It was a sharp, clinical white. It pierced through the smoke like a needle. I began to count the windows. 1, 2, 5 up, 2 over. My sanctuary. But the shadow inside, it wasn't a piece of furniture. It was moving. A rhythmic, mechanical, swaying, back and forth, like a pendulum made of meat. I couldn't breathe. The camera zoomed. The grain of the film seemed to vibrate. The reporter was babbling about a trapped soul, but the soul wasn't trapped. It was performing. The thing in my window started waving, not a plea for help. No, it was a drill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Arms up, arms down. Its movements were too precise, too sharp, like a stop-motion nightmare. The bartender stopped pouring. The entire room went deathly silent. Just the hum of the neon sign. I am looking at my reflection in the bar mirror now. I look wrong. Or maybe it looks too right. It was wearing my denim jacket, the one with the frayed cuff. It stood there in the center of my living room, and it began to jump. Each impact against the floor was invisible, but I could feel the thud in my own heels. Thump, 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 thump. It was practicing. It was learning the weight of my body, my gravity. The creature, my twin, it slammed its fists against the glass. The sound on the TV was a muffled, crackling thud. It didn't look like a person in distress. It looked like an actor, waiting for a cue. The eyes, oh God, they were the size of dinner plates. White, vacant, bulging with a curiosity that felt like a physical weight on my chest. It was staring directly into the camera, directly at me. My pulse matched its rhythm. Everyone in the pub backed away from me. I could feel their eyes. They were compare and contrast. Me and the monster. I tried to speak, to say that's not me, but my tongue felt like a dead slug in my mouth. I wanted to scream. I wanted to break the TV, but I just sat there, numb, counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. The thing in the window began to spin, a graceful, nauseating pirouette. It was celebrating its new skin, my skin. The reporter mentioned the rescue team. They were in the stairwell. I could see the flashing lights of the trucks below, red and blue, strobing against the soot-covered bricks. I thought, maybe they will kill it. Maybe they will see the eyes, the teeth. But as the firemen approached the door, the thing stopped. It went perfectly still. It leaned its head to the side, listening. It knew the play was almost over. The final act was starting. My chest felt tight. In the background of the shot, my front door. It's a heavy oak veneer door. I saw it buckle. I saw the axe bite through the wood. Splinters flew, but there was no sound on the broadcast anymore. Just a low, electrical hiss. The creature put its hands to its face. It mimicked a sob. It was a parody of terror, a mockery of my own fear. It was gaslighting the world, and it was winning. I felt a cold sweat, like ice water, down my spine. The door burst open. I saw the shadows of the firemen. They rushed in, heavy, armored, blind. They didn't see the eyes. They didn't see the rhythm. They saw a victim. They reached out for it. And that's when it happened. The creature, the thing that stole my face, it stopped pretending. It dropped its hands. The look of horror vanished. It was replaced by a smile. A wide, jagged, impossible smile. It reached from ear to ear. Needles for teeth. The lights in the apartment died. The screen went black. A technical difficulties card popped up, bright blue and mocking. I felt the stool beneath me vanish. Not literally, but I was gone, erased. I looked at my hands. They were pale, trembling. I wondered if I was the one who was dead, if I was the ghost, and that thing had finally come home. The pub felt like a tomb. Nobody would look at me. Not ever again. I paid my bill. My fingers felt like sticks. I walked out into the night, the air smelling of ozone and impending rain. I didn't go home. How could I? Home was currently being hugged by a firefighter. Home was smiling with a mouth full of needles. I moved through the streets like a shadow. Every footsteps. 1, 2, 3, 4. The rhythm was in the city now. It was in the traffic lights. It was in the clicking of the crosswalk signals. I was being synchronized. I went to my sister's. I sat in her guest room, staring at the wall. She asked what happened. I told her there was a fire. I didn't tell her that I saw myself dancing in the flames. I didn't tell her that I was afraid to look in her hallway mirror, because I knew if I looked, I might see the smile. I might see the eyes that were too big. I sat there in the dark, listening to the house settle. Creak, pop, creak, pop. 1, 2, 3, 4. I searched the internet. I looked for the footage. I needed to see it again. I needed to prove I wasn't insane. But the clips I found were sanitized. They showed the fire. They showed the building. But the window was always obscured by smoke, or the camera cut away. The entity, the dancer, it had been edited out, like a glitch in reality that the world was trying to patch over. It made the air in my lungs feel thick, like wet wool. The dread is a physical thing now. It sits in my stomach, cold and heavy. I keep thinking about those firefighters. Did they touch it? Did they feel its skin and realize it felt like damp paper? Or did it change the moment they crossed the threshold? Is it in a hospital now? Is it sleeping in a clean white bed while doctors check its pulse? 1, 2, 3, 4. Does its heart beat in time with mine? I can't stop shaking. I haven't slept in 48 hours. Every time I close my eyes, I see the rhythm. I see the arms waving back and forth, back and forth. I can hear the glass rattling, but the glass isn't in my apartment anymore. It's in my head. I think the fire didn't take my things. It took my space. It cleared a hole in the world, and that thing stepped through to fill it. I am the surplus. I am the leftover. I am the debris. I smell smoke, but there is no fire. I hope they didn't put it out. I hope the beams collapsed. I hope the fire turned those needle teeth to ash. Because if it's out there, if it's me, then what am I? I'm just a recording, playing back in an empty room. I'm a memory that forgot to fade. I can feel my movements becoming stiff, rhythmic. I walked to the kitchen for water. 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't want to. My legs, they just moved, like they were being pulled by wires. There is a knocking at the door. Not my sister's knock. It's too steady, too metered. Thud, 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 thud. I'm not going to open it. I'm sitting on the floor of the closet. It's dark in here. It smells like mothballs and winter coats. I can hear the muffled sounds from the street, but mostly I hear the knocking. It's trying to sync with my breathing. I'm trying to hold my breath, but I'm so tired. My lungs want to join the beat. The camera, it caught the teeth. Why didn't anyone else see them? They all just sat there, sipping their beer, watching me die on a 24-inch screen. Maybe they did see. Maybe they're all part of the rhythm too. Maybe the whole world is just practicing, jumping in circles, waving their arms, waiting for the light to go out so they can show their smiles. I can't stay here. The walls feel thin, like they're made of glass. If you saw the news that night, if you saw the man in 4C, please, tell me he burned. Tell me you saw him scream. Because if he didn't, then the man recording this is already gone. And the one who walks out of this room, the one who smiles at my sister in the morning, he's going to be perfect. He's going to be synchronized. 1, 2, 3. The knocking stopped. It's quiet. Too quiet. I think it's inside now. Wait. Do you hear that? In the static. It's a count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't look at the screen. If you're seeing this, the rhythm has already started for you too. Just whatever you do, don't smile. Don't let the teeth catch the light.